Hello everyone, this is Rael. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new to my channel. I'm going to be starting my second series, my second otome game series, Code Realize, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I think it's a tad bit loud, but I'll adjust that. I just realized that this is the same singer that sings in My Next Life as a Villainess already sleeps in Doom. That's funny. So I deleted all of my save data here. So I am starting over from the beginning. Let's go to... Well, it says continue, but it's whatever. Settings? There we go. Very loud. Sound first. We'll start off with high, see how loud they are. We might have to change it, we don't know. Instructions, huh? Oh, okay. Confirm. And now let's go to game settings. I want already read. Everything needs to be fast. Yep, put that on. Fast. Everything's fast. Confirmed. Still sounds really loud. Maybe I'll lower it one more. Okay, see how that sounds. That sounds about right for what the last game was, and I haven't changed my headphone settings at all, so confirm. Alright. I'm going to be following a route for this one too. I'm sorry. I'm going to be following a guide for this one too. It's going to be a Otome Kitten's guide. Same as before. I did not do a guide on my first playthrough. This is like my very first ever Otome game. And I mean, besides like phone Otome games, this is my first bought Switch one. And I thought I played it in like 2019, but I guess it came out in 2020. Still, it's been like 3.5 years, and I did not do a walkthrough on that, and I just got whoever I got first, and I got Victor first, which isn't too much of a terrible spoiler route, but I do want to do least spoilers first because I think it's more fun that way. So I just want to look at the voice actors first, see if I recognize any of them. It does have a Color X Malice character though, Kesuke, which is Lupin's voice, which I could see that. Because it looked like when she made this review, she made it with the PlayStation Vita version. Either Vita or PlayStation 4 because it has a 2016. It looks like a couple of them have played in like Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. MP and Van Helsing have played in Advent Children. Oh, really? So it looks like Keith from My Next Life as a Villainess also plays Victor Frankenstein, which I could definitely see that now. I probably mentioned that in my first episode of My Next Life as a Villainess, but it just slipped my mind until now. But yay, we have someone to listen to now. You can see if we can hear Keith and Victor. Alright, well, let's get into playing this game. I'm going to be Cardia. I don't want to be another random person. Also, it's more fun when they call you by the actual character name.
カルディア、愛しい私の娘よ。
I can hear my father's voice.
すでに歴史は動き出した。
He has a gentle, peaceful voice.
お前が目覚めた時、人は真理に至る祝福の道を歩むことになるだろう。神のゆりかごから広大な地の世界へと、お前が人々を導くのだ。カルディア、すべてはお前から始まる。愛しい愛しい私の娘。
His hand touches my hair. His hands, big, strong hands. His touch is so comforting.
だが私はお前を愛するがゆえに、お前から愛を取り上げる。お前はずっと一人だ。お前は愛を知ってはいけない。孤独に生きなくてはならない。愛を知れば知るほど、お前は不幸になっていく。なぜならお前は怪物なのだから。
6 years later. So Cardia does not have a voice actor in this, so I hope that I could voice act well enough to portray some kind of personality within her. Also, it's going to be really hard not to like talk about spoilers because my random comments, what I was thinking during that, I'm like, I cannot say those spoilers. So we're in the year 1853. This has more of a steampunk vibe to it.
London Bridge is falling down.
Everything is normal, so annoyingly normal.
Falling down. Falling down.
There's no sign that anyone will appear.
London Bridge is falling down.
They're really making me wait.
My fair lady.
At this rate.
London Bridge is. うるせえんだよ、さっきから。
The man takes the binoculars from his eyes to glare at the man slumped beside him.
ねえ、なんだよ、人が気持ちよく作業してたのにさ、鼻歌くらいいいじゃんか。あのな、もっと緊張感持てよ。これから正規のお宝盗み出そうってんだぜ。
Lupin, I love you so much.
俺の緊張感はいつかも持ちません。
These men have been lying here in hiding on this bare plain for 5 days already.
はあ、ロンドンが懐かしい。うまい酒、うまい料理、美しい女たち。仕方ねえだろ。俺だってこんなに待つと思わなかったんだよ。もうさ、横からかっさらうとかじゃなくて、自分たちで見つけちゃった方が早いんじゃないの？そっちの方が危なくないじゃん。それができるならとっくにやってる。この地方ってだけしか情報がねえんだ。あとは連中の後を追っかけるしかねえだろ。その連中がいつまで経ってもやってこないわけだけど。そのうちやってくるんだよ。いいか？泥棒ってのはな。入念な準備と機を待つ忍耐だろう。この5日で何回聞いたことか。もうセリフ覚えちゃったよ。
While sitting, he takes a small device from his pocket and holds it up. He looks at it doubtfully.
これ、この間みてえに爆発しねえだろうな。何言ってんの？するわけないじゃん。俺ってば世界一の天才技師よ。安心しな、この俺が保証する。お前の保証ほど当てになんねえもんは。いや、待て。
A group of soldiers appears in the binoculars view.
連中、やってきやがった。ね、マジで
Our first man nods and continues to study the situation. four military automobiles, one escort transport about 20 soldiers in total. And, just their luck, one of the vehicles is carrying hunting dogs. The man who appears to be the commander is in the lead automobile, and from the way he looks around, he won't be an easy target. It's a huge unit, it could be trouble, but...
黄昏じゃない。報告と違うな。あの格好、王室の近衛兵たちか。なんでこんなところに。
なになに、予想と違うの？作戦変更した方がいいんじゃない？
いや、かえって都合がいい。作戦通りだ。集合場所で待ってろよ。
ねえ、マジ？入念な準備、木を見る忍耐はどこに行ったんだよ。
その言葉には続きがある。そして時には大胆に。そうでなくては泥棒は務まらない。
He tosses the binoculars aside and prepares to leave.
わかったよ。ちゃんと生きて戻ってくれよ。お前にはまだまだ手を借りたいんだからさ。
誰に向かって物言ってやがる。この俺様がちょっとやそっとで死ぬもんかよ。
With that, the man runs out into the darkness. It has taken forever to piece together the clues leading to this moment. He will reach his target. I don't like how it's in the third person. I'm so used to saying I and whatever, but none of this is from, I guess, anyone's perspective. Maybe it goes into first person's perspective when they go down their own routes. The moon is hidden behind some clouds. That's not good. The darkness makes it easy to run, but hard to track.
レオンハルト隊長殿、屋敷の包囲完了しました。ご苦労。屋敷から逃げるものがあれば必ず捕らえよ。はっ、了解であります。
The captain returns the soldier's parting salute, then turns to the abandoned-looking building that stands before him. Through a meticulous search, he finally located this mansion hidden in the forest. The initial reports have so far been correct.
ここに怪物がいるというわけか。
He is not eager to complete this mission. A search and capture operation such as this does not normally fall under his purview. Rampart Leonhardt, knight and captain of the Royal Guard, furrows his brows. The men under his command are the Royal Guard, protectors of Queen Alexandria Victoria, supreme ruler of Britain. Their current mission is to protect Queen Victoria as she travels to Wales for an inspection tour. However, he received a message through his ether communication device. The communique came from Finis, a British military technical advisor who holds authority in governmental research projects. Capture the monster that hides within a mansion in Wales. It may already be dead. If so, quickly dispose of the body. However, if there's a chance that it still lives, it must be captured at all costs. Shortly after this message was sent, a device was delivered that could supposedly detect the monster along with instructions. This mission is probably of little importance to Finis. If it had been, Finis would have sent one of his pawns from his special task force, Twilight, to carry it out instead. There is just so little information. What is this monster?
その肌に触れたものは溶けて消える。電報にはそう記されていたが、これはそのままの意味なのだろうか。
Perhaps it is some figure of speech. Leonhardt asked for clarification multiple times, but Finis never responded.
いや、悩んでも仕方あるまい。
隊長殿、突入準備整いました。
Leonhardt brings his thoughts back to the present and focuses on the task at hand.
しかし、隊長殿、相手は一人なのでしょう。これほどの警戒をする必要があるのでしょうか。
バカ者、何者かはわからないが、相手は怪物とのことだ。女王陛下の剣たる我々には不名誉な失敗など許されん。万難を排してことにあたり、万一の失敗も事前に防ぐ。これがナイトの進むべき道だ。
はっ、失礼いたしました。
When he sees that his troops are prepared, Leonhardt gives a small nod.
全員第1級警戒態勢。第1班を先頭に第2班、第3班突入。
The doors are quickly kicked in, and the soldiers and dogs rush into the dimly lit interior of the mansion.
異常なし。こちらも異常なし。
Leonhardt follows his men inside. The soldiers quickly spread out, and soon they have taken over the mansion. So far, no monster has been found. How long has this building stood empty? The walls are rotting in the humidity, and the shafts of moonlight are filled with dust. The dogs, as if sensing an unseen danger, have not stopped growling the entire time. As Leonhardt steps forward, the small device meant to detect the target emits a sharp sound. The captain gathers a few of his soldiers and follows the device, which squeals as he stands in front of a particular door.
ここか。
He switches the device off and slips it into his pocket, then motions to the gun-wielding troops who take positions nearby. He prepares himself to face the monster that awaits them on the other side, then gives the signal to break down the door. The soldiers smash through and rush inside. The skylight lets some light in, but the moon has ducked behind another cloud. However, he can sense the tension in the room. A strange atmosphere fills the air. The room is packed with dolls. In this dim light, the sheer number of them is unsettling rather than cute. The shadow of a person can be seen sitting in the chair in the center of the room. The shadow doesn't move, even when the soldiers surround it, guns drawn. Either this person is very brave, or as the message suggested,
死んでいるのか。
one of the soldiers approaches the chair. The shadow slowly raises its head. At that moment, the clouds part, letting light into the room. The artwork is so pretty in this game. Long, glossy hair, melancholy eyes slowly opening, her flawless skin and symmetrical face more than resemble a doll's. Her clothing is strange, seeming more like decoration than fashion. Everything about her seems oddly mystical. The girl blinks once, slowly, her blank eyes take in her surroundings. At this simple action, Leonhardt hears himself and the others gasp involuntarily. This beautiful girl, lit from above by the soft moonlight, like an ethereal creature. She must be...
怪物だというのか。
She's not a monster. She's beautiful. I hear voices. The voices of many people. Hey, we're in first person now. Maybe that was just the intro. None of them are my father. Why do they wake me? I wanted to stay in my slumber forever.
これが怪物なのか。
Monster. Yes, I am a monster.
隊長殿、捕獲すべき怪物とはこの少女のことなのですか。
Look at his face.
にわかには信じがたいが、どうやらそのようだ。
どんな化け物が出てくるかと思えば、こんな娘とはな。バカ、警戒を怠るな。おい、どうしたんだ。落ち着け、落ち着けって。
I know that sound. A dog's growl. I've heard it before. Dogs were chasing me. They were growling and barking, trying to bite me. Trying to bite me, to kill me. They were so much faster than me, the dogs. A large dog barks loudly and leaps on me. Stop. I forgot she doesn't talk. I protest weakly in a scratchy voice, but the dog has me pinned in my chair. Its teeth tear through my clothing and pierce the skin of my shoulder. I can feel my blood flow from the wound. In the next moment, the dog yelps and jumps back.
おい、どうした？
As he speaks, something happens. The dog's mouth begins to melt. Like mud, it begins to drip and fall away. The dog's head and neck begin to crumble, and the oozy mass of flesh fizzles. The dog drops to the ground. It writhes in agony for a short time, then stops moving.
なんなんだよ、これは。
Why? Because it touched my skin. Because of a tiny drop of my blood. Just looking at the mishappened corpse makes me feel awful. Died because of me. The men around me tear their glades free of the mess and back away, still surrounding me.
警戒しろ！相手はやはり怪物だ！
動くな！一歩でも動けば撃ち殺すぞ！
Fear and confusion, doubt and anxiety. It's just as before. It's very scary, but somewhat familiar.
距離を取って囲め！触れてしまえばそれだけで殺される！うろたえるな！レディーに銃を向けてはならない！
One of the soldiers cries out.
しかし隊長殿！相手は怪物です！そんな悠長なことを！
She did tell you to stop before the dog got to her. She's not trying to hurt you.
無論理解はしているとも我が輩も共に見ていたのだから確かに驚くべきことだだが落ち着くんだ見てみろ彼女は敵対するつもりはないようだぞ
Yeah, see? Not gonna resist. I remain seated in my chair, but I look up to meet the speaker's eyes.
猟犬に関しても一瞬だが彼女は静止しようとした先の出来事は意図的に起こされたものではないそれは
The leader approaches me and gently kneels down, putting his face at my level.
怪物のお嬢さんまずは突然の来訪や非礼を詫びようそして願わくば何も聞かず我々に同行してほしい
Oh no, my controller's low battery. It's fine. His gentle but firm tone leaves no room for argument. After a brief pause, I nod. I stand without another word and leave my room behind. I have no reason to resist. How many years have I been staying here? The people are so tense. I see fear in their eyes. They see me as something foreign. I wonder if these people will kill me. If that is why they have come here, so be it. I had reservations, but I'm not scared. That poor dog. It shouldn't have been that way. The dog should have killed me. Horseless carriages cut their way through the quiet of the night to meet us. They tie my hands and load me into one. I stare up through the window at the sky. I have no interest in where they are taking me or what will happen to me there. If I'm going to be killed, I feel oddly relieved to think this. But I have only one regret. Just one. I wish that I had... It all happened so suddenly. A crash and flash cut through the night. The car ahead of us flips over and rolls over on the road. The carriage we are in screeches to a halt before we hit the overturned car ahead. The car behind us tries to swerve, but tips over, crashing into us from behind. The stricken vehicles block us in.
なんだ盗賊の砲撃か何かか
わからんいきなり目の前の地面が爆発したぞ
Everyone rides with us, draws their guns, and exits the car.
何者だ我らを栄えある英国兵と知っての修行か
もちろんよーく知ってるさ
Of course he knows who you are. A voice rings out in the night.
どこだどこから聞こえる
おいあれを見ろ
あの、はい。
Oh no, I hit that too fast. I turn to see where the soldier is pointing. There is someone standing there. I see a figure silhouetted by the moon. A thin body wrapped in formal attire with a top hat perched on his head. A walking stick is in his hand. He looks as if he's about to attend a masquerade ball. But why? Strangely, nothing about this scene strikes me as out of place.
諸君、お役目ご苦労。
His cloak flutters in the wind as he stares down at us.
誇り高き英国王室の近衛兵がこんな田舎町で人さらいとは。女王陛下もさぞ鼻が高いことだろうな。
我々を侮辱するか貴様何者だ。
俺の名はアルセーヌ・ルパン。何驚くには値しねえ。どこにでもいるただの麗しき泥棒紳士さ。
I love Lupin so much. He's the type of personality that I like the most. It's up there with Giorno, who's just confident in himself. Lupin, the man standing above us, shouts his name. I feel it carving into my heart.
泥棒だと？こそ泥が何の用だ？
いや待て、聞いたことがあるぞ。確かパリを拠点に活動する怪盗とか。
よく知ってるじゃねえか。その通り。いいかお前ら、光栄に思えよ。
It's quite an honor to have my presence here.
この泥棒紳士の華麗なる芸術をその目で直接拝めるんだからな。そして
The man calling himself Lupin looks at me. I feel his piercing gaze through his mask.
二代のお嬢さん、私の声が聞こえますか？
I stare up at him silently.
何を隠そう。この泥棒めの今夜の獲物はお嬢さん、あなたなのです。私はあなたを奪いにやってきたのです。
Take me away?
どうか安心してお待ちください。そのぶしつけな犬どもの手から見事あなたを救い出してご覧に入れましょう。
With great style.
なんという物言いだ。泥棒風情が流行る英国の侵攻を邪魔するなど不届き千万。全員総力をもってあの男を捕獲せよ。
はっ、全員銃撃用意。
そう、急ぎ銃撃を。何？銃撃用意。待て。
撃てー！うわー！
The shadow dances jerkily as the soldiers open fire. Many of them must have hit. The shadow collapses to the ground. I'm holding my breath.
バカ者！我が輩は捕らえろと言ったのだ。殺してどうする？
しかし相手の言うことが本当ならパリ中の警察を総動員しても捕まえられないルパンですよ。全力でかからなければ本当に怪物を連れ去られかねません。
That man Lupin, did he really die just now?
やりやがったな。これじゃ死んじまうじゃねえか。くそ、短い人生だったぜ。
He's such the actor. He sits up howling with laughter.
なんだ、なぜ奴は笑っている？そもそもあの銃撃を受けてなぜまだ生きている？
隊長殿、ルパンの体が。
Here it goes. Before the soldier could say more, Lupin's body erupts into a bright light, blinding me with its glare. At the same time, a series of explosions rocks the ground. The carriages around us are in disarray.
なんだ何が起きてるんだ。
また砲撃か。まさか仲間が隠れていたのか。
落ち着け。これはおそらくもともと道に仕掛けてあったのだ。奴は一人だ。術中にはまるな。
The captain's clear voice and reason have no effect on the men. The smoke from the explosions does not clear, but continues to thicken around us. Soon it is difficult to see.
どこだ。奴はどこに行った。
The soldiers shout in confusion. Suddenly, a shadow appears before me. I almost cry out, but this man raises a finger to his lips.
おっと、ビビらせたか。安心しろ。俺は幽霊なんかじゃねえよ。ありゃ、ちょっとした仕掛け付きの風船だ。
He grins and holds out his hand.
さてお嬢さん、お手を。共に夜の逃避行と参りましょう。
No, don't touch me, please. You'll die from the poison.
ああ、知ってるよ。素肌に触れれば、だろ。平気だよ。お前の手袋は毒を防ぐためのもんだろ。
Yes, but I just grab her. Suddenly, he pulls me by the arm.
大丈夫。俺を信じろ。
He pulls me to him with a compelling strength that his slender frame belied. For a moment, I fear he will melt, and I stare at him in terror. But
ほら、なんともねえだろ。
yes. He looks back at me with an excited smile, a smile that seems totally unfitting for the current situation.
おいおい、そう固くなるな。せっかくの美人が台無しじゃないか。ゆっくりでいい。力抜いて、俺に全部任せろ。
He's so charming.
何も怖がることはねえよ。このアルセーヌ・ルパン、欲しい獲物は必ず手に入れる。失敗の確率は常にゼロだ。
As he talks, he pulls me straight beside him and looks about us happily.
さて、最後のダメ押しといこうかね。
The what? I have no idea what he's talking about.
何をしている。あのコソ泥は南に逃げたぞ。おいおい。
ってな。
Amazingly, Lupin's voice sounded exactly like that of the captain in Lionheart.
はっ、大将殿。南だ。全員南へ走れ。
何をバカな。騙されるな。そいつがルパンだ。
Eurocopter shouts out through the smoke.
何を言っている。貴様こそルパンだろう。見ろ、私が本物だぞ。騙されてはいかん。
隊長殿が2人。何がどうなってるんだ。この視界じゃ判断がつかない。とにかく怪物の周囲を固めるんだ。
By the time the soldiers begin to gather around us, Lupin has picked me up and run out. I look back at the smoke still rising behind us as we rush through the moonlit grass. The only thing I feel now is Lupin's arms holding me through my clothing. I don't know how far we ran. Before I knew it, we were on a track in the forest.
よし、ここまで来れば大丈夫だろう。なんだ、気になるか。大丈夫だよ。偽の痕跡をあらかじめ用意したからな。今頃連中、あさっての方角を探してるだろうよ。よし、今回も無事に回収完了。やっぱ俺は天才だよな。
Lupin stretches and looks up at the night sky. I follow his gaze. How long has it been since I last stared at the stars? Not just through the window of my room, but in the fresh air. The wind brushes against my cheek. Even though I've seen this so many times to be bored with it, now it feels beautiful. Lupin appears to be shaking as he focuses on the sky. What's the matter? Lupin? He just burst out laughing.
いや、傑作だったな。連中の顔見たかよ。王室の近衛兵が聞いて呆れるぜ。隊長である私を見抜けないとは、それでもお前たちは近衛兵かって見事にハマってよ。なあ、お前もそう思わ。どうした？なんか辛そうだな。まさか逃げるときにどっか痛めたか？どこだ？どこが痛む？隠す必要はないから言ってみろ。
She just doesn't know how to respond to human contact. I shake my head. Not pain, it's sadness. I was ready for death, but here I am. I can't touch anyone. I'm a monster who hurts anyone around me. My life serves no use to anyone.
なんだ、怪我はねえのか。それならいいけどよ。じゃあ、なんでだ？教えてくれ。何が悲しい？
Who are you?
おっと、こりゃ失礼。そういや、改めての自己紹介はまだだったな。
Lupin bows as if on stage.
改めて名乗らせてもらいましょう。私の名はアルセーヌ・ルパン。お嬢さん、訳あってあなたのハートを盗みに来ました。
Quite literally. My heart?
そう、言葉通りにハートさ。だが、ただで盗むってわけじゃねえぜ。美しいご令嬢を悲しませるのは趣味じゃない。お前からハートを盗む代わりに、一つだけお前の願いを叶えてやるよ。
A wish?
ええ、そうですとも。お嬢さん、このしがない泥棒が必ずや真実の言葉を持ってあなたの願いを叶えてみせましょう。
A wish. My heart responds to his words. I had realized what I most desire. A wish tucked deep within my heart that I forbade myself to ever think of. It bubbles up into my mind. I have never touched another person, not once in my entire life. I resigned myself to a life like that and came to terms with it long ago. As my father said, I would be alone forever. But I want to touch you. I want to feel you, your warmth. Those words tumble out before I can stop them.
触れる。そうか。お前は。
He stares at me, seemingly deep in thought. Is it impossible?
いや。
Lupin smiles confidently. He kneels down, takes my hand, and smiles.
承知しました。美しいお嬢さん。このアルセーヌ・ルパンの名にかけて、その願い、必ずや。
He's so sweet. The moon shines brightly up above. Oh, how beautiful it is. How have I never seen it this way before? We've already seen this, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip. Maybe I can't skip. Okay, I guess I'll watch it again. very last CG there where Lupin is touching her at the very end. That's the image that was going through my mind whenever she was like, I just want to touch you and feel your warmth. And I'm like, oh, it's so sweet. Eventually, he is touching her, even though his hand is melting away. I didn't notice his hand was melting in that scene until I got to the very end and saw it like full screen. But yeah, I mean, you can see it in the video though. I just didn't notice it because I was just focused on other things. I had a dream. Yes, a dream. A dream about long ago. When I awoke, father was gone. I still have father. I must wait for him. I have no other memories, and I don't even know who or what I am. But this doesn't sadden me. He had left a note for me at the mansion. I had a number of rules written on it. Never leave this mansion. I will come back for you, I promise. Lastly, it said this: you must never break these rules, no matter what. If you do, nothing but misfortune will come, because you are a monster. But I broke these rules. That's what caused this to happen. People chased me and called me a monster. I even brought misfortune down upon those who have accepted me and tried to love me. And since then, I have kept myself shut in that room for a long, long time, because I am a monster. Until the day I die, I must sit right there and wait for father to return. That is what I believed. You know, playing this over again after knowing like the whole story, it's like it makes sense, obviously, but yeah, I can't wait to play this whole game through again. The sound of birds chirping slowly raises me from my dream into consciousness. I feel a gentle breeze blowing. I'm not in that room anymore. That comforting yet lonely cradle, it comes back to me. Lupin took me away. I open my eyes to see a field of grass stretching as far as the eye can see.
Yo, やっと起きたな。なんだよ、目ん玉パチクリしてよ。ははん。さては俺がいい男すぎて驚いたか？安心しな、それは当たり前の反応だ。俺なんて鏡見るたびに驚いてるぜ。うお、この鏡の向こうのいい男は何者だってな。
It's not that.
おう、冗談が通じねえな。じゃあ何をそんなに呆然としてんだ？まさか昨日のこと忘れたわけじゃねえだろ。
I woke up and you were right in my face. It was something of a shock. You were too close. You're dressed differently too. That was a little unexpected. You look like a different person.
そいつは結構。俺はお前を驚かせたかったんだからな。
You did? Why?
そんなの決まってるじゃねえか。悲しんでるのと無表情以外の顔が見たかったからだよ。
Oh, that's cute. And why is that?
これから長い付き合いになるんだぜ。相手のことを知りたいって思うのは普通じゃねえか。
What do you mean?
質問が多いお嬢さんだね。それは。と、そうだ。まずは飯にしようぜ。簡単なもんだけどな。
Lupin lays a cloth down over the grass and places the basket on it.
と言っても、昨夜の夜食用だからな。冷めちまってるが。ま、腹が減ってりゃ何でもうまいだろう。
Lupin places a sunny side up egg on a piece of toast and hands it to me.
どうした？食わないのか？
I haven't shared a meal with another person in a while. This is also new.
ああ、そうか。お前、ずっと一人で暮らしてたのか。別に礼儀作法が必要なわけでもねえ。心の赴くままに食べりゃいいのさ。うん。仕事の後の飯はうめえ。
Where's the other guy? He takes a bite of his toast, then looks over at me. He tilts his head as if noticing something for the first time.
ってお前食事とか大丈夫か？ほら毒で。
Yes, I can eat. I bring the toast up to my mouth and take a bite. Chew, swallow.
おおマジだすげえ。口の中は物が溶けたりしないのか？
I shrug. It starts to become mushy right away.
おおドロドロか。
But I can taste it, and this is very good. I feel the flavor spread through my mouth.
そうかい。そんならよかった。インピーってやつが仲間にいてよ。そいつがやたら料理に凝っててな。
I don't know, where is he? Wasn't he with you?
パン生地こねるところから始めんだ。いろいろと隠し味があるらしい。
Hidden flavors. After one bite, I couldn't stop. I had forgotten what it was like to eat for so long, and delicious food has a way of bringing happiness.
うまいかカルディア。
Oh, she never told you her name.
口の中を空にしてから喋れよ。
I swallow my current mouthful and ask again. How do you know my name?
そりゃわかるさ。今回の俺のターゲットは他の誰でもなくお前自身なんだ。情報の下調べは抜かりねえさ。
Study up. How did you find out about me?
イギリス政府の極秘資料をちょっとばかり盗み出してな。
Procure?
そう俺に盗めねえもんはねえってことさ。どんな財宝もどんな情報もな。
Why did the government have information about me in secret files? This is just one of the many questions I have, but I need to know about this man. So, you really are a thief?
そこは頭に「王」をつけてほしいところだな。
Amazing thief. An amazing thief.
そうその通り。アルセーヌ・ルパン。後世に名を轟かす予定の大泥棒にして大盗賊だ。
I wonder what the difference is between a thief and a robber. Is it stealing bad?
そりゃあまあ基本的にはな。だが俺は正義の泥棒だから問題なしだ。
Thief and justice seem to be a contradiction.
魅力的な男ってのはいつだって矛盾を抱えて生きてるもんなんだぜ。
The answer doesn't really make sense to me, but I nod and turn my attention back to my food. Sitting here in the warm sunlight, the meal becomes entrancing. The taste of the egg with Lupin's cheery voice is somehow very soothing. Once I collect my thoughts, I take a better look at Lupin as he eats his egg on toast. I have another question.
どうしてそんなにいい男なのかってその謎だけはこの俺にも解けねえな。
This is why I like him so much. That's the second time we've had this conversation. This man, it's amazing how much confidence he has. That's not it. Those men, the ones from yesterday, where were they trying to take me?
ちょっと待ってな。じゃあまあ一度にあんま話しても頭に入んねえだろうし簡単にな。まずお前をさらおうとした連中の目的だが奴らの狙いはホロロギウムだ。
Or what, Liam? Lupin becomes very serious.
永久期間さ。永遠に脈打つハート。永遠に膨大なエネルギーを作り出すことのできると言われる宝石。それがホロロギウムだ。現在の科学では到底作り出すことのできないその宝石を一人の天才が作り出したと政府の機密書類にはそう書かれてた。 家庭も理由もわからねえが、その天才は自らの娘の体に宝石を埋め込んだ。
His daughter, you mean?
カルディア、お前のことさ。
I don't know anything about my father. Do you know him, Lupin? I stare back at him in surprise, and he looks back at me with some surprise as well.
そんなの当然じゃねえか。イギリスに住んでるやつなら、いや、世界中の人間が知ってるぜ。むしろ、なんでお前が知らねえんだよ。実の父親だろ。
I can only remember 2 years of my life.
2年
Yes, I woke up in that mansion 2 years ago. All I knew was that I had to wait there, that my father would come for me. And yet, I broke the rules that he laid down for me once in the past. I still regret it. Lupin looks up at me questioningly, and I speak up again. Even though I don't remember much, I do know some things. I read the books that were in the mansion, but...
なるほど。外の事情はよく分かってないと。知識があっても常識がねえってわけか。
I was waiting for father all that time. He's the only thing I have. Please, Lupin, I want to know more about my father. He looks at me for a while, then nods.
分かった。ひとまずざっくりと説明してやるよ。どうせ知らなきゃことは進まねえんだからな。まず第一に、お前の父親はアイザック・ベックフォードって科学者だ。この名前、聞き覚えあるか？
Shake my head.
イギリスの、いや、世界の歴史を変えた科学者。現代のプロメテウスとも呼ばれた男でね。
Prometheus?
ギリシャ神話で人類に火を与えた神の名さ。アイザックは現代社会にそれだけの大変革をもたらしたってこったな。
Revolution of Society. I think I read about that in a book. Was it called the Neo Steam Engine?
おお、知ってたか。そう。その蒸気エネルギーの保存を可能にした発明により、アイザックはイギリスを発明と軍拡の時代へと誘った。英国の軍事技術顧問となったアイザックは、強力な新兵器を数々開発するとともに、気候都市ロンドンの建設に着手するも、ロンドンの完成を見ることなく、自らの地位を後任に託した後、ある日から忽然と姿を消した。
This all seems like a story about a faraway land, and it doesn't sound real. That man is really my father?
ああ、俺の入手した情報によればそうなってる。お前の方で何か思い出せることはないか？
Shake my head. Lupin seems a little disappointed, but sighs.
とにかく英国軍の連中はホロロギウムを回収するためにお前の屋敷に来た。理由はまあろくなもんじゃねえようだがな。すべての背後にあるのはアイザックの意志だろう。
My father's will.
そこで華麗なる泥棒紳士であるこの俺は連れて行かれるお前を横からかっさらおうと考えたわけだ。
All this information is flooding into my head, and I feel a little dizzy. I must look very serious because Lupin smiles as if to lighten the mood.
まあいきなりいろいろ話しても理解できねえだろ。また機会を見て何度でも話してやるから少しずつ分かっていけばいい。
Okay, I'll do that.
さて、今度は俺が質問する番だぜ。
I'll answer what I can.
ホロロギウムだが、お前の体に心臓に埋め込まれてるって話、それは本当なのか？
I nod. It's true, there is a gem embedded into my body. I start to undo my clothing to show him.
はお前何やってんだ？
This is the horologium, isn't it? He looks surprised for a moment, but Lupin's expression turns serious as he looks at my chest. A strange gem, it gleams on my chest like a beating heart. The glowing blue crescent spreads across my chest and the gem in the center. The horologium is shaped like a flower. A large blue gem shaped like a rose spreads across my chest, piercing my skin in places. I have no idea what effect this stone has on my body, but I had to consider that the poison in my body has something to do with this gem. I don't know anything about this. Other people don't have it, only me. What is it? I want to know too.
わかった。俺の分かってることは全部話す。それはそれとして。
What's that?
お前はまず服を着ろ。
Why?
どうしてって。そりゃお前、レディのたしなみってもんだろうが。
Lupin turns away. Etiquette. I read about that in the mansion's books. Etiquette is one of the utmost importance in how men and women interact. I see, so having my shirt off is improper. Okay. I put my clothing back on and sit up. Is this better?
なあ、それでいい。まったく、俺が紳士だったからよかったものの、そうじゃなかったらどうなってたことか。
I'm sorry.
ああ、いや、別に怒ってるわけじゃねえさ。記憶もそうだが、常識がねえってのも不便なもんだな。
She doesn't have to pull her shirt down that far for you to see. It's pretty high up. Lupin inhales sharply and then turns to me with something of a puzzled expression.
さっきから疑問に思ってたんだがよ。お前、なんで俺にこれから自分がどうなるか聞かねえんだ？
Is that something I should ask you?
そうじゃねえけど、お前、俺にさらわれてるんだぜ。普通気にならねえ？これからどうなるかとかよ。
I think for a moment. It really doesn't matter.
割となんだお前、変わってんな。
A thief with a heart of justice is somewhat odd too.
確かにな。変わってるもん同士、話が合うかもしれねえな。ま、そういうことなら話は早い。俺の根城はロンドンにある。これからそこに行くぞ。
London.
そう、気候都市ロンドンだ。
You mentioned that before. What is still London?
本気で知らねえのか？これは本当に真相のお嬢様だな。
Told you I never left the mansion.
いや、悪い。別にバカにしたわけじゃねえよ。ロンドンってのは地名だな。世界にその悪名を轟かす蒸気の都市だぜ。
A city of steam. I can't imagine such a thing.
なに、行けばわかるさ。見たことないってんならきっと驚くだろうよ。
I have a question.
おう、遠慮なく言ってみな。何でも答えてやるぜ。
Why did you want to capture me? Are you after the horologium too?
お前がアイザックの計画を知る手がかりになると踏んだからだ。俺はアイザックを追ってる。行方不明になって早数年。死んだって見方が一般的だが、未だに歴史の舞台裏で何かろくでもないことを企んでる。俺はその手がかりを掴んでてな。で、その計画を阻止するために俺は動いてるってわけだ。奴の娘のお前なら何か知っているかもと思ったが、ちょっとばかり当てが外れたな。
My father's plans.
だが、俺の勘は鋭くてな。お前はこの先間違いなくアイザックにたどり着くための鍵になるはずだ。軍の連中からかっさらう形にはなったが、俺に協力してくれ。
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
ま、素直にうなずくとは思ってなかったけどよ。理由を聞いてもいいか？
What happens to me doesn't matter, but I don't want to let my father down by breaking the rules he set for me. Lupin looks at me questioningly. I was told to stay in that mansion and wait for father to return. I hurt people, that's why I need to be kept away from everyone. This poison, it hurts and kills anything it touches, that's why I must stay there. That is what my father said in his note.
ずっと孤独に生きろって？そんな親の言うことなんざ聞く必要はねえよ。
But
それにな、カルディア。自分のことどうでもいいなんて言うな。お前にとってお前より大切なやつなんていねえんだ。それによ、お前も父親に会いたいってならこっちから探しに行けばいい。
how would I do that?
そうだ、ロンドンにはあらゆる情報が集まる。あれほど人探しに向いてる場所はねえよ。だいたいあの屋敷にいたら今度こそ軍隊に連れてかれるぞ。
Those men, they feared me and called me a monster. Lupin is much better than those men. I haven't known him for long, but I can tell.
それにロンドンには貴族専用の高名な医者連中が山ほどいる。その毒とやらもなんとかなるかもしれねえ。
I didn't expect to hear that. You think they can make it go away?
ああ、必ず何とかしてやる。約束したろ。お前の願いは叶えるって。だが、そのためにもお前には協力してもらうぜ。これからしばらくは俺のそばにいてもらう。それが交換条件だ。
Lupin extends his hand to me. I look down at my own hand, then up into Lupin's eyes. You take his hand. I don't think you refuse in any of these routes, to be honest. We're doing MP's walkthrough first because it is the least spoiler. Which I think it MP like second. Take his hand. I nod hesitantly and take his hand.
よーし、これで契約は成立だ。
I feel his strong grip through my gloves. When I see his smiling face, I feel a warmth in my chest, like a wind blowing into my heart.
そうと決まれば、あとはあいつを待つだけだな。
For who?
おう、覚悟しとけよ。あいつはお前みたいな可愛い女に目がねえから。
I know, he's the comic relief of this whole thing. I'm cute. Lupin smirks, then bows deeply.
もちろんでございますとも、お嬢様。
He's so charming.
ロンドンに着けば、あなたの美貌に多くの男が誘惑されることでしょう。甘い罠にはくれぐれもご用心ください、お嬢様。
Lupin's voice is both serious and formal, and I nod meekly in reply.
ここ、笑うところなんだけどな。
I hear the sound of machinery from afar. Maybe those soldiers from last night have found us after all. Stiffen up. Lupin passed me lightly on the shoulder.
安心しとけ。ありゃ仲間だ。うざったさじゃ英国軍の比じゃねえけどな。
No, he's not. He's funny. Group? I wonder if whoever is approaching is the same person Lupin had mentioned before. I turned to see the machine draw closer, spewing black smoke and roaring. I remember it from last night, a metal box on wheels, a self-propelled machine. It was called an automobile. A horseless carriage is probably the most fitting description. It's so fast. It screeches loudly and comes to a stop in front of me.
Hey, ルパン、 生きてたか？
A man covered in soot and wearing goggles sits in a seat on top of the machine.
いや遅くなって悪いね。愛車が言うこと聞かなくってさ。って誰だその可愛い子ちゃん。あ、さてはお前お宝盗むの諦めてナンパしてやがったな。俺にも紹介しろよこの野郎。
アホ。目の前にいるその可愛い子ちゃんとやらがお宝だよ。
はあ？何言ってんの？
The man gets up to leave his seat. Fire bursts out from the machine and a cloud of smoke surrounds us. Lupin quickly jumps in front of me to shield me with his body. When the blast subsides, I peek around Lupin to look at the newcomer.
おお、いけねえ。またスチームエンジンがいかれちまった。そこの可愛い子ちゃん、2分待ってて。今すぐ君の王子様が素敵な出会いを演出するからね。
But we've already had a first encounter. I love you, the man shouts in response for some reason before diving underneath his vehicle.
かー、やっぱこのパイプか。新品にしてえけど先立つもんがな。よーし、いい子だ。よーしよしよし。
Now that I think about it, I thought MP played Mineo in Color X Malice. Thought he plays Lucas in Rain Factory 5. I cannot see that at all. Can't see it. Oh, he's a Utana Prince Sama. He's Reiji. Short time later.
はい、治った。
The machine releases another huge puff of smoke as he taps it with his wrench. Pop.
ごめんね。この子もじゃじゃ馬ちゃんでね。でもこれでちゃんと走れるからさ。
おい、インピー、これ本当にロンドンまで持つんだろうな。
失礼だな。この天才技師がいけるって言ってるんだから持たないわけがねえだろう。
He stands in the smoke and looks at me.
よっ、はじめまして、可愛い子ちゃん。白馬に乗った君だけの王子の登場だよ。
He raises his goggles and smiles at me with soot-covered face.
まあ、悪いやつじゃねえから気にすんな。見ての通り、ただのへっぽこ技師だ。
へっぽこはひでえな。抜群の技師にして大発明家。超絶美形な気品があふれる違いのわかるいい男。そしていつか月に降り立つ男、インピーバービケーン。現在全力で彼女募集中。よろしく。
I'm Cardia. It's nice to meet you.
うわ、なになに、よく見ると本当に可愛いじゃん。俺ミロのヴィーナスが絵から出てきたのかと思ったよ。
ミロのヴィーナスは彫像だろうが、相変わらずいい加減なやつだな。
あ、俺のことはインピーって呼んだよね、カルディアちゃん。
As he's saying this, he gives me a good long stare.
よーし、君は特別だ。ご依頼があれば愛のメンテナンスを大サービスしちゃうぜ。今夜君をチューンナップ。
I'm not sure how to deal with him. Punch. As Ippy wipes his grimy face with a rag, Lupin hits him in the face with a punch.
言って何すんだよルパン。
Not covered in soot anymore, magically.
ヨタ話はここまでだ。そろそろ行くぞ。軍の連中もバカじゃねえんだ。長いは無用だ。
へいへい、相変わらず肉体言語がお好きなようで、そんなんじゃレディーにモテないぜ。
安心しろ。 肉体言語はお前レベルのやつ限定だ。
ああ、そんじゃ心配しなくてもいいか。俺レベルはなかなかいないもんな。
ああ、お前レベルはなかなかいねえよ。
They're so cute together, the best of the friends. MP is triple while Lupin sounds annoyed. It's almost as if they're having different conversations.
じゃあエンジンかけるぜ。
The machine roars to life. It spews another cloud around us.
おお、もしかしてまた蒸気漏れ。機嫌直してエンジンちゃん。
What can I say? There are lots of strange people in the world. After this rough start, the automobile runs smoothly for a while as we ride. As we go along, Lupin explains to MP our situation and what had happened to us.
なるほどね。つまりはルパン、お前が彼女のヒーローみたいな立ち位置になっちゃったわけね。いいな、羨ましい。その役俺と変われよ。
おい、感想それかよ。もっと他に驚くとこあっただろうがよ。
The conversation between Lupin and MP always seemed to go this way. I could tell that they get along quite well. From time to time, the car screeches and releases a cloud of steam. It seems that this machine runs on steam power. The books in the mansion described steam engines, and the diagrams of them always included a way to vent waste steam. But this automobile does not have one. As MP explained, the neo-steam engine invented by my father allows that energy to be stored without releasing it. That meant that engines could keep steam without the tedious task of constantly stoking a fire and burning coals. That's as much as I understood from Impy's description. It all seems frighteningly complicated. Still, Impy's endless chatter and Lupin's arguing served to lift my spirits. We pass through fields, towns, and forests as the automobile runs on and on. Although it lets out some steam from time to time, it never breaks down again. According to Lupin, it's something of a miracle that it runs so smoothly. Impy's talk continues like a river, keeping up a stream of conversation. Lupin chimes in occasionally, but I catch him nodding off once or twice. We drove for a long time, but I was never bored during the trip. The sun is now high in the sky. We finish our lunch and ride for a few more hours. Lupin, who had been staring off into the distance from the passenger seat, suddenly stretches.
そろそろだな。
What is?
この丘を越えれば気候都市ロンドンのご登場だ。
A short while later, just as Lupin said, London appears in all its glory. The city that sprawls ahead of us is nothing short of a metropolis. It's far larger than any city that the books I read spoke of, larger than I could have imagined. It's amazing. Any words used to describe it fall short.
二重の巨大な壁と壁上にある砲塔の群れで守られる気候都市。それがロンドンだ。
驚いたでしょ、カルディアちゃん。きっと中に入ったらもっと驚くぜ。水道設備は整ってるし、至る所にあるガス灯のおかげで夜でも昼間みたいに輝いてる。飛行船の係留塔なんかも上層領域じゃ森の木みたいにいっぱい立ってんだぜ。
This is London? How did such a huge city come to exist?
いや、今の姿になったのはイギリス最高権力者ビクトリア女王の指揮あってこそだな。一昔前とは大違いだぜ。
もともと大都市だったとはいえさ、こんだけでかい都市を着工から5年で完成させたってんだから驚きだよな。
女王も急ぐ必要があったんだろう。ロンドンを要塞都市として生まれ変わらせることでイギリスの強力な軍事力を誇示したかったんだ。イギリスはヨーロッパ各国に敵対視されてる。軍備充実による他国への牽制がなけりゃ今頃イギリス対ヨーロッパで戦争中だよ。
I continue to look across the great city as I listen to Impy and Lupin.
見てわかる通り、ロンドンは壁によって2つに分かれてんだ。外側のごちゃっとした町やら森やら工場やらがアウターロンドンの地域だな。ロンドンの蒸気エネルギー生成を一手に担う中層街や荒くれ者の多い貧困街、森林部には金持ちたちの別荘もあったりする。で、壁を隔てた都市の中心部がセントラルロンドン。この国の政治機関が集中している場所だ。金持ちや権力者、貴族たちの屋敷は大体ここだな。で、俺たちが住んでるのはグレーターロンドンの森林部。ある貴族の屋敷に間借りしてるような状態だな。
An aristocrat.
それは後で紹介する。カルディア、ここでインピーと待ってろ。
Lupin turns his back to us and gathers his hat and cloak to leave. What's the matter, Lupin?
ああ、ちょっと偵察に行ってくる。
偵察？なんでそんな面倒なことを？
仕方ねえだろ。このまま外壁に行ったら検問だ。様子を見てくる。公にするとも思えねえが、カルディア、お前を探してるかもしれねえしな。
You can see the wall from here?
カルディア、覚えておきな。目が良くなきゃ。
目が良くなきゃいい泥棒にはなれない。はいはい。何回言うんだかな、そのセリフ。気をつけなよ、カルディアちゃん。ルパンは相当な説教好きだから。
説教はお前がバカばっかするからだろうが。とにかく行ってくる。小1時間程度で戻ると思うが、一応周りには気をつけろよ。
い。
See you later. Lupin waves to us and leaves.
やっと二人きりになれたね、カルディアちゃん。
At least it's not my next life as a villainess. No one ever gets to be alone with anyone without having someone saying something about it. I nod, watching Lupin's receding back gaze smaller into the distance. For some reason, I suddenly feel lonely.
どうだい？俺とロンドン万博で展示された新型スクリュープロペラ用蒸気機関について語り合わないかい？
That would put me to sleep.
52インチシリンダー4本を駆動させて700馬力を実現させてるんだぜ。その上、軽くてコンパクト。科学ってすごいよな。
Like whispering this to her. Impy suddenly reaches out, as if to stroke my cheek with his hand. I flinch back. If you touch my skin, you'll melt.
もっとそうだった。あまりの美しさに忘れてた。いい女にはトゲがあるって本当なんだな。
Impy, there's something I'd like you to tell me. What kind of person is Lupin?
ルパンのことそんなに気になる？いいな、ルパンばっかり。あ、俺の趣味とか聞きたい？
Your hobbies are boring. I don't understand. Lupin saved me. I don't know why. That's what I'd like to know.
おう、とてもナチュラルに無視するね。いいよ、カルディアちゃん。ナイスクールビューティー。ああ、嘘、ちゃんと話すよ。そんな冷たい目で見ないで、俺泣いちゃう。というか、ルパン、何も話してなかったの？まあ、いっぺんに話して混乱させないようにってことなんだろうけど。よし、そんじゃ、お近づきの印に、この天才技師インピーさんが教えてあげよう。あいつはね、いわゆる正義の味方なんだよ。
Is that so?
そう。あいつは照れて認めないかもだけどさ。 アイザックが作ったイギリスの特務機関黄昏。まあ今は別の人間が率いてるって話だけど。ほら、君をさらったイギリス軍の連中いるでしょ。あれだって本当は黄昏の連中がやる予定になってたんだ。でもどこかで計画変更になってこの衛兵の連中が駆り出されたってわけ。まあでも助かったよ。黄昏は軍人の中でもエリート揃いだしね。黄昏から君をかっさらうとなればルパンだって危なかっただろうし、まあこれは運が良かったというほかないよ。ルパンが言うには黄昏が大規模なテロを計画してるらしい。でその作戦実行のきっかけがホロロギウム、君の胸元にある宝石だっけ。それなんだってさ。
This stone? I raised my hand to my chest protectively.
あくまで聞いた話だけどね。で、その情報を偶然知ったルパンはそれを阻止しようとしてるんだ。そのために連中の親玉であるアイザックの行方を探したり君を助けたりしてんだって。ねえ、なんか結構正義の味方でしょ。泥棒のくせしてさ。
I see. Lupin himself said that he saved me because he was a thief with a heart of justice. Just knowing all this makes me very happy. So Lupin is not a bad man.
おいおい、俺を悪人だと思ってたのか。
It's already been an hour. I turned startled to see Lupin behind me.
その様子じゃ全部話しちまったみてえだな。ま、そういうわけだ。お前をさらう指示を出したのは大方政府の権力者の一人だろう。もちろん政府が相手だろうがお前を手渡すつもりは全くないけどな。今更だが悪いな、俺の勝手に巻き込んで。
I shake my head at Lupin's words. Can't find the right words to say it, but meeting you, I think it was a good thing.
そうか、そりゃよかった。
俺も一応いることを忘れないでね。
Oh, and Lupin?
おう、また無視ですか。
I want to know about my father too. There's so much I need to ask him. Why I was left all alone in that mansion. Why I have no memories. If he can make this poison go away. Why did he make me a monster? I need to ask him face to face.
なら、俺とお前の目的は一致してる。改めて、これからよろしく頼むぜ。
Lupin holds out his right hand. The second handshake. I shake his hand without hesitation.
俺もよろしく、カルディアちゃん。
Epi firmly grasps my other hand. His smile is the brightest I've ever seen.
で、話は変わるんだが、検問の様子を見てきた。まあ、こいつを見てくれ。
Lupin pulls some papers from his jacket. Wanted. Crimes against the state. Victor Frankenstein?
どれどれ。ウェストリバー工場爆破テロ。12人を殺害した凶悪犯。はあ、人間には危ないやつが多いね。
もともとは宮廷錬金術師筆頭研究官。エリート中のエリートだったようだが、こうなっちゃ経歴も台無しだな。
The picture on the wanted poster is of a kind-looking young man with glasses. He doesn't look vicious at all, but it doesn't pay to judge a book by its cover.
で、この手配書がどうしたの？
どうやらそいつを捕まえるべく検問をやってるようだ。 俺たちとは関係ねえが、裏で俺らのことも探してるかもしれね
まあな、俺ら今誘拐犯みたいなもんだしな。
I'm sorry to cause you trouble.
え。お前が謝ることじゃねえだろ。そもそも俺らが好きでやったことだしな。
そうそう、気にしないでカルディアちゃん。じゃあほとぼりが冷めるまでロンドンには入らない方がいいってこと？
いや、ロンドンは人で溢れてる。中まで行きゃよほどのことがない限り見つからねえだろう。できる限り早くロンドンに入りてえとこだな。
じゃあどうすんだよ。
写真の類は撮られてねえはずだ。それに昨夜の連中は王室の近衛兵。わざわざ検問に出張ってくるとも思えねえ。身分を偽れば簡単に抜けられるさ。
Luffy and I nod along with Lupin's plan. They give me a map to the mansion in case something happens to separate us and I have to go alone. To be even more cautious, in order to avoid the three of us being captured together, we decide to split into two groups.
まあ、インピーと一緒に行くのが無難といや無難だな。
With Lupin's suggestion, Ippy and I proceed to the checkpoint together. He and I are supposedly going to try to pass as a married couple to make it through. Ippy and I, the two of us.
そんな不安そうな顔しないでよカルディアちゃん。夫であるこの俺がどんな時でも支えるからさ。そう、健やかなる時もやめる時も、さあ誓いのキスを。
She can't kiss you.
ああ、はいはい。とっとと行ってこい。そして捕まってしばらく反省しろ。
なんで捕まるの前提なんだよ。
カルディア、気をつけろよ。これは遊びでやってるわけじゃねえんだ。それにパートナーはインピーだ。
I understand.
どうして俺がパートナーだとそんな決意が必要になってくるの？
We approach the huge gate. Beyond it, I see many buildings. The gate is crowded with people, and a line is waiting to get through the checkpoint. We join the long line. Finally, it is our turn. I'm a little nervous.
まあ安心しなよ。このインピー様の発明品に任せておけば。あれ、発明品どこやったっけ？確かポケットに。
I'm extremely uneasy.
おお、あったあった。これだよこれ。聞いてよカルディアちゃん。これはね。
次のもの前へ。
お、いよいよ俺らの番だ。行こうぜ。なに、俺を信じて身を委ねてりゃいいのさ。
Impy, wait. Impy and I walk over to the guard.
ロンドン市民か。
いや、ロンドン観光に来たんだよ。ね、ナタシアちゃん。
Impy turns to me and wiggles his eyebrows.
ね、ナタシアちゃん。
Who's Natasha?
ちょっと話合わせなきゃ。演技でいいんだって、演技で。
You have to tell me things like this beforehand.
アドリブ、人生にはアドリブ大切だよカルディアちゃん。
カルディア？おい、そっちの娘の名前はナタシアじゃなかったのか？
あ、
怪しいやつだな。ふざけてるなら捕まえて取り調べるぞ。
The other guards begin to gather around us. I feel someone staring at me in turn. Lupin is watching us with a look of disbelief and frustration.
どうやら袋小路に追い詰められたようだ。
seems more like we cornered ourselves. And at a full run, no less.
だがしかし、こんなこともあろうかと、インピーさんは秘密兵器を用意していたのだ。
兵器だと。
The guards stand back warily as Impy holds up a tiny tube over his head.
そう、名付けて瞬間催眠装置。この光を浴びれば立ちどころに俺の言うことに逆らえなくなるのだ。
なんだと。
If he had something like that all along, why didn't he use it sooner?
さあ、くらえインピーフラッシュ
で、これは何の冗談だ。
え、あれれピカって光るはずなのにフラッシュバルブの調整間違ったかな。
Impy fiddles with the tube. Impy, I think we might be in trouble. The guards circle around us, blocking our way and ready to attack. They're going to get us.
怪しいやつめ、詰め所へ来い。全員で一斉に飛びかかるぞ。
おう、これまた団体さんでまあ。けど、甘いな。この天才技師の奥の手、なめないでもらおうか。
What's your last idea?
それは。
He suddenly grabs me and lifts me up off the ground.
逃げるんだよ。
逃げたぞ。おいおい。
Impy begins running at a furious speed with the guards on his heels.
ここから先は行かせん。
Impy doesn't stop running, not even with guns pointed at him. He flies past everyone,
よいしょ。
leaps up, flying over the guards' heads.
このまま逃げ切るよ、カルディアちゃん。
I see.
走れ俺、風のごとく。
Impy somehow picks up speed. I'm impressed with his physical abilities, but this hardly counts as an ace for a genius engineer to play. He runs for a while, and once we are both certain that the guards have lost us, he lets me down.
危ないところだったね。もちろん俺の活躍によってなんとかなったけども。
Yeah, I suppose it did. I see his satisfied expression and can't bring myself to mention that his actions were what caused all the trouble as well. You're very fast. Perhaps even faster than the automobile that we rode here in.
俺ってばやるときはやる男なんだよね。どうぞ惚れ直した。
No, I wasn't in love to begin with.
またまた照れちゃって。
I'm not being shy.
とさてさて、ずいぶん走ったけど、どうやら仮想街にまで入っちゃったみたいだね。
Where is that? I look around us. The buildings are smaller. The buildings are smaller than near the entrance. It seems less well maintained. Still, the people here look cheerful and they greet each other happily as they pass. I hear laughter and shouting from all around us.
ああ、ほら、ルパンが説明してたでしょ。仮想街、アウターロンドンの貧民街。元はロンドン再建に関わった労働者の仮住まいがあった地区なんだ。
It's very lively.
確かに賑やかだし面白いけど、注意はした方がいいかな。うぞうむぞういるからさ。君みたいな女の子が一人で来ると、たちの悪い連中に囲まれちゃうぜ。
Troublemakers like you, Impy?
そうそう、俺のような。っておい、何その低評価。せめてもう少し俺を知ってから判断して。
Lupin said I had to watch out for you, that you were trouble. I'm sorry if I was mistaken.
くそ、ルパンめ、あることないこと吹き込みやがって。
We continued talking this way as we made our way toward the mansion that Lupin had made his hideout here in London. I thought we would make it there without any further problems, but as I stood admiring the street performance, I turned to see that I was alone in the crowd. He's not here. Not over there either. I looked for the man I had been traveling with, but I can't find him. If I take too long, the sun will set. What should I do? There isn't much that I can do. I need to make my own way to the mansion. He might already be waiting for me there. He wouldn't just leave you there. He just said you can't travel alone.
誰かお探しですか?
And you're already in trouble. Someone calls out to me.
よかったら力になりましょうか.
Don't trust strangers. That would be very kind of you. I bow to the helpful man.
それで、どんな人をお探しで?
Tall man with long hair calling himself an engineer.
へっぽこ技師。その人かわかりませんが、似たような外見の人ならさっき見ましたよ。
He's lying to you.
案内しましょうか。
That would be wonderful. Please do.
お安いご用です。さあ、こちらですよ。
The man starts walking ahead of me and I follow along. I continue to follow him into an alley. You never go to the back alley. There's no one else around and the streets here are covered in filth. What would he be doing here? Excuse me, but where is he?
もう少しですよ。もう少し。
Thank you, you're so kind. She's so naive.
いえいえ。
Well, I mean, she would be if you were locked up in your mansion for the last 2 years. We continue to walk even further. I can't even hear the street noise now. The man turns to face me.
ここです。ここで見たんですよ。
There's no one here.
出てこいてめえら。獲物を連れてきたぞ。
お、上玉じゃん。売り飛ばしたら結構な金になるんじゃね
Two men appear from the shadows behind him. They must be friends of that kind man. Worth a lot. What are you talking about?
あんたのことだよ。お嬢さん。
Man reaches out to me. With fear and memory bursting through me, I back away. Don't touch me.
いいね。そういう反応。悪くない。うん。悪くないよ。
The men draw closer and I try to back up. Soon my back hits the wall. I don't know what these men intend to do, but it's surely something I won't welcome. There is nowhere to run. I start to panic and look around.
声を上げても無駄だぜ。この辺りじゃ誰も助けになんて来ねえからな。
Man reaches out again and I flinch. He grabs my shirt and tries to rip it open. No, don't touch me.
綺麗な肌じゃねえか。
おい、お前手を見ろ、手。
Smoke is rising from the skin of the man who had just touched me.
あっちー
He starts to scream and roll on the ground, clutching his hand as the burning odor begins to fill the area.
なんだ、どういう手品だ。わからねえ。おい、油断すんなよ。こいつ見かけ通りの女じゃねえぞ。
肌に触れた途端手が焼けただれた。化け物だ。こいつ化け物だ。
I told you not to touch me. The other two men pull out their knives and slowly approach me. There's no escape. I wonder if the knives would melt if they touched me, and if they would still hurt.
死ねえ。
The man raises his knife high.
目を閉じて耳を塞いで。
Yay! I hear a voice shout, and something lands on the ground between myself and the man. There is a burst of intense light and sound when the object hits the ground. I had quickly covered my eyes and ears as instructed, but the intensity still makes me dizzy for a moment. I lose my balance and fall over, but oddly, I failed to hit the ground.
もう大丈夫。ゆっくり目を開けてごらん。
Oh yeah, after listening to Keith's voice for 2 months, it's totally Keith. Without an image, it sounds like that he just like got transferred into this game. Victor, you're so cute. I opened my eyes. Someone is holding me.
怪しいものじゃないよ。君をどうこうする気もない。安心して。
He's got his voice at a higher pitch than Keith's, so I still like it. Thank you for saving me. Who are you?
ごめん。訳あって名乗ることはできない。あ、まだ少し顔色が悪いね。
He looks awfully like some poster we saw earlier. What happened to those men?
みんな倒れてるよ。
Are they dead?
心配しないで。彼らは気絶しただけだ。五感に強烈な刺激を与えられたことで目を回してるだけさ。
Good.
ずいぶん優しいんだね。自分を襲った奴らを心配するなんて。それにしてもその胸元の宝石は。あ、これは失礼。女性の胸元をまじまじと見つめるなんて申し訳ない。悪気はなかったんだ。
Then stop staring. He gently releases me.
君みたいな女の子がこんなところにいちゃダメだ。この辺りは治安が悪いからね。それに知らない人の言葉はまず疑うこと。特にこういった場所ではね。
I see.
ひとまず通りまでエスコートするよ。また何かあったら大変だ。
Like I immediately heard Keith's voice during all this, but I'm sure as the game goes on, it'll sound more and more like a different person. I won't be imagining Keith anymore. It's already starting to change a little bit for me. Thank you, but can I trust you? You're a stranger too.
僕に限っては例外扱いにしてほしいところかな。
He starts walking back up the alley, and I follow along, fixing my clothing. His face seems so familiar. After we walk for a while, I hear the city.
さて、ここまで来れば大丈夫かな。これからは気をつけてね。
Alright.
ところで、改めて聞きたいことがあるんだけど。
くそ、一体どこに消えた？この辺りに隠れているはずだ。くまなく探せ。
I stiffen in reaction to the angry shouting coming towards us. Could they be more of the men who had tried to kidnap me?
くそ、もうここまで追っ手が回ったか。予想してたよりも早いな。
What?
どこに消えた？ビクター・フランケンシュタイン！
The name shocks me into recognition, and I stare up at the man with me. I remember now, you're the wanted man.
まあ、お察しの通りだよ。僕が指名手配犯のビクター・フランケンシュタインさ。
He laughs without humor, then narrows his eyes behind his glasses.
君、つけられてるね。
What are you talking about?
こっちへ。
Probably being followed by Lupin. Rikisai suddenly takes my hand and begins running. Wait, Mr. Frankenstein, what do you mean I'm being followed? Aren't you the one being chased?
フランでいいよ。もちろん僕も追われてるけど、君も追われてるようだよ。
pursued by the police?
いや、ヤードの連中が追ってるのは僕だけだ。君はもっと別の、もっとずっと怖いやつに追われてる。
Ew.
黄昏だよ。
Victor doesn't respond to any more of my questions, and we continue running. After we have run through the maze like a ward of the alleyways, he finally comes to a stop.
巻いたかな。
Victor, are you alright?
大丈夫。というか、すごいな君。息一つ乱してない。やっぱりその宝石の力が。
The gym?
いや、なんでもないよ。気にしないで。
He knows what the gym is. Victor, are you really the same Victor Frankenstein on the wanted posters?
ああ、そうだよ。僕の名前はビクター・フランケンシュタインで間違いない。けど僕は誓って罪など犯してないんだ。出会ったばかりの君にこんなことを言っても信じられないと思うけど、僕は何もしていないんだ。無実のまま指名手配犯にされている。僕を犯罪者に従ってる人たちにね。
There's so many comments on what to say that I just can't because I just you'll learn it later. Who would want to do that?
イギリス政府さ。彼らは僕を。
Victor abruptly stops talking. He looks behind me, eyes round in surprise. What's the matter?
危ない。
Victor suddenly pushes me down. At the same time, I hear a strange noise. I turn behind me to look and see a man wearing a bizarre bird-like mask pointing a blade straight at me.
Cardia だな。
What?
頭を下げて。
As the man raises his sword again, Victor throws the glass tube full of liquid. I feel a blast of heat and hear a muffled sound. It's probably the same thing he used to save me earlier. However, the masked man jumps away quickly to avoid the explosion. Victor takes my hand and throws 2 more tubes at the other man. Explosions go off one after another. Through the rising black smoke, I see the mysterious man on the ground.
急いでここを離れよう。すぐに仲間もやってくるはずだ。逃げた方がいい。
Victor begins running and I follow. I continue to chase after him until we arrive at a large street. Compared to the impoverished area, this place is much cleaner and better organized. It's probably a street in Midtown like Lupin explained to me.
ここまで逃げれば大丈夫。追ってはいないはず。
Victor, are you alright?
いや、大丈夫。ちょっと運動不足で。僕は本来学者だから体を動かすのが苦手で。
Victor catches his breath and looks at me.
けどよかった。怪我もなく、なんとか逃げ出せたんだから。
I nod in agreement. Thank you for saving me twice.
いや、お礼なんていいさ。僕が勝手に君を助けたんだからね。それよりも、君は僕から逃げないのかい？
Why would I run from you now?
どうしてって、ほら、一応僕は指名手配犯だ。逃げるなり、大声を出すなり、警察に逃げ込むなり。
Should I?
いやいや、決してそういうわけじゃないんだけどね。
You're a good person who saved me, and I'm on the run as well. Victor smiles a little.
そうか。改めて自己紹介させてほしい。 僕の名前はビクター・フランケンシュタイン。もともとは政府に仕える錬金術師なんだ。
I know, I read the poster. It said that you were behind a terrorist attack on the factory.
うん。でもそれは濡れ衣だ。僕はやってない。すぐには信じてはもらえないだろうけど。
I believe you.
え、
It's wrong not to trust someone who has risked his own safety to save me not once but twice.
ありがとう。信じてくれて嬉しいよ。
Victor is so cute. He's got like the sweetest personality out of everyone. I'm the one who should be thanking you. I never introduced myself either. I'm Cardia. I gave him a short introduction of my origins and my reasons for being in London.
永久期間ホロロギウム。君の胸元に埋め込まれていた宝石がそうなのかい？
That's what Lupin said.
ルパン。でもそうか。
Seems like you know him. Victor appears to think something over, then looks right at me.
カルディア、一つ提案がある。僕に君の体を見させてほしいんだ。
Why? Do you want to see me naked?
いや違うよ。そういう意味じゃなくて、医者として診察したいってことだよ。
I see. And he's got like Alan's personality. He's very skittish, I guess, or bashful when it comes to girls.
これでも一応医術を収めてるし、科学や錬金術の知識もある。君の力になれると思うんだ。やるだけやらせてほしい。
You can see in his eyes that he's not lying, but I'm going to allow it. Alright, I'd like you to try.
うん、力になるよ。
Victor smiles and looks relieved.
はあ、よかった。出会ったばかりの僕を受け入れてもらえるかわからなかったから。ありがとう。
She trusts you just like everyone else. I do have one question though. Why are you going through so much trouble to help me?
ああ、それは僕にも力を貸してほしいことがあるんだ。
I can?
うん。もうかなりの間逃亡生活を続けてる。このままじゃ見つかるのも時間の問題だ。できればしばらく君たちの家にかくまってほしいんだ。
He gives me a plaintive look, I think, for a while before I speak. It's not my home, so it isn't my place to decide anything like that. I'll ask Lupin. I think he'll say yes. Because he's a hero.
信用してるんだね。その人のこと。
I feel a tickle in my chest, like a butterfly, and take a paper from my pocket. Victor asks what it is, and I tell him it's a map. Lupin gave me this so I could find my way there in case we were separated.
どうしたの？カルディア。
I don't know where we are now, though.
地図によればこの道を上がっていけば屋敷に着くはずだね。
It just changed scenes all of a sudden, didn't it? Victor and I walk along the street together, the moonlight shining through the leaves of the trees. It's funny to me to see the forest and hills enclosed within the city walls.
この辺りは環境がいいから富裕層の屋敷や別荘なんかがあるんだけど、ルパンという人は貴族か何かなの？
I don't know much about him myself, but one thing I do know is that Lupin is a thief with a heart of justice.
泥棒。え、泥棒なの？というか正義なの？泥棒なのに？
Yes.
うーん。
Victor tilts his head to the side as if in thought and continues walking. Then, without warning, the forest clears, revealing a huge mansion standing before us.
うーわ、ずいぶん立派な屋敷だね。地図によれば、ここが彼らの屋敷らしいけど。
I'm not too sure myself. I look up at the mansion in awe as Victor double checks the map.
でも、ここで間違いないみたいだよ。明かりもついてる。行ってみようか。
Victor starts towards the door, but I stop in my tracks as I look down at my feet.
どうしたんだい？
They're probably going to be worried. I caused them trouble, and I don't know how I'm going to face them.
そうか。ならなおさら、早く姿を見せて安心させてあげなくちゃ。きっとみんな、君の到着を待っているはずだよ。
Victor's right. I nod and push open the gate to enter the gardens surrounding the mansion. We walk towards the looming main building. Take a deep breath and knock on the door. There is no response. I try again. Again, no reaction. No matter how much I knock, nobody answers the door. I push on it lightly, and the door swings open with a creak. Huh? It's open. That seems a bit careless.
待って。様子がおかしい。僕が先に行こう。君は後ろに。
Pushes the door open, and we can see inside into a huge foyer.
これはすごい。ルパンという人は相当な貴族だね。
Victor takes a step into the hall at that moment.
動くな。
Lupin and Impy stand on either side of Victor, looking ready to attack.
手荒い歓迎だね。
黙ってろ。てめえ、指名手配犯のフランケンシュタインじゃねえか。そいつに何しやがった？返答次第じゃ、ただじゃおかねえぞ。
まさか、こんなことからあんなことまでなんて羨まん。いや、けしからん。
No.
まず、そいつは返してもらうぜ。
Our precious
俺の
stolen
大切な
treasure.
盗品を。
具体的に何しやがった？つぶさにつまびらかに話せちくしょう。
Oh my goodness. Let me explain.
カルディアちゃん、もう大丈夫だから、今夜俺がきちんと慰めてあげるからね。もちろんベッドの上で。
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize how much MP likes her like that.
僕はいつまで手を挙げてればいいのかな？
俺がいいって言うまでだ。つがインピ、お前はちょっと黙ってろって。
Shut up. Left it to me. Lupin, Impy, and Victor all look at me in surprise at my sudden outburst. Having to shout like that was a little embarrassing, but I clear my throat. Victor all he did was save me.
なるほど。どうやら無理やり連れてこられたとか、そういうことじゃなさそうだな。
I nod.
おい、フランケンシュタイン、俺の彼女に手を出してみろ。ただじゃおかな。いってー、いきなり殴るなよルパン。俺の天才的頭脳がダメになったらどうすんだ。
安心しろ。てめえの頭はそれ以上ダメにならねえ。で、事情を聞かせてもらおうか、お二人さん。
I'm sorry you were worried about me. MP and Lupin take a breath to speak, but I keep talking before they can interrupt. This man is the wanted criminal, Victor Frankenstein, but he also saved my life. I explained how I met Victor and gave them a summary of the events that happened to us. Of course, I also made sure to tell them that Victor was innocent of the attack that he was blamed for on the posters. And Victor wants to use this place to hide out for a while in exchange for searching for a way to help me with my poison.
彼女の治療法の研究以外にも僕にできることは何でもする。君たちへの協力は惜しまないよ。
元宮廷錬金術師筆頭官か。錬金術に関するこの国の最高頭脳ね。まあいいだろう。頼りになりそうだ。俺はアルセーヌ・ルパン。世紀の大泥棒だ。そいつのことよろしく頼むぜ。
ああ、よろしく。
俺はインピー・バービケーン。いずれ月に行く男だ。よろしくな。ところでさ、フランちゃん。本当に彼女の毒をなんとかできるの？
I think it's cute. He calls him a nickname. Like he calls him Franchan or something like that. Rupi leans close to Victor and pokes him in the chest with his finger.
努力はしてみるよ。
おう、期待してるぜ。カルディアちゃん、やったね。ようやく俺たち二人愛を交わすことができるね。
Oh my goodness. What? I'm sorry, but even if we rid my body of the poison, I have no intention of consummating anything.
今がダメでも明日があるさ。大丈夫。Never give up!
It's funny that we're going down his route first. Whenever I first started playing this, I had like no interest. I was like, no. You're just a goofball. He does get pretty sweet though. He's not wholly goofy throughout the whole thing. Nothing about this strikes me as alright at all.
それじゃあここにかくまってくれるんだね。
いいんじゃないか。まあこの屋敷の主がと言えばだけどな。
とりあえず疲れただろ。あんま手の込んだもんは作れねえけど、ちゃちゃっと飯にしようぜ。
You can cook, MP?
おうともよ、もちのろんだぜ。これでも料理の腕には自信があるんだ。
ああ、それは俺が保証するぜ。他は何から何までへっぽこだけどな。
ちっちっち、他も超一流だっての。ルパンってば、嫉妬しちゃってさ。
へいへい。
さあ、行こうぜ、カルディアちゃん。リビングはこの奥だ。
Lupin and MP start walking away.
君の仲間は随分と面白い人たちなんだね。
Friends.
違うのかい？
Yes, they are. Let's go. I slowly walk after Lupin and MP. I should be tired after all that's happened, but I feel lighthearted. The meals served in the dining hall have a very delicate flavor, which was certainly unexpected considering MP cooked it. Victor, MP, and Lupin. It's been so long since I last had a meal with a group this large. It helped me to remember that eating with others could be fun. We all told each other about ourselves as we ate. Lupin is trying to find my father in order to prevent a large-scale terrorist attack. MP is working alongside Lupin because he wants to go to the moon. Though it's hard to tell if he's serious about that or just joking. And Victor says he will search for a way to cure me in exchange for helping him stay here in hiding. I am with Lupin. I'm looking for Isaac, my father. There are so many things I need to ask him. Why is there a horologium in my chest? Why did I awake alone? What did father want me to do? There's so much I don't know. And one more thing. I want to rid my body of this poison. I want to live as a person, not a monster. Father must hold the clues to making this happen. After we finish our meal, Lupin says he has prepared a room for me and will take me to it.
まあこれだけ部屋があんだからどれでも自由に使ってもらって結構なんだが
I'm going to meet everyone except Abraham because he doesn't appear in this chapter, I don't believe. Comes at a later date.
屋敷の主が変わり者でよ貴族のくせに使用人を雇いやがらねえ掃除なんかは時々俺らも手伝わされるが基本的に自分でやってる
He might be a little strange. That's fine. I like him.
ケチとかってんじゃなくて趣味だなありゃまあこの広すぎる屋敷全部に手が回るはずもなくてよ故に使える部屋も限られてるってわけ
What are the rest of them used for?
だいたい物置だな古美術品集めが趣味らしくてよそういったものを置く場所になってんだとそうそうここだ
We enter the room. It's very soothing. The moonlight shines in through the window. And what's this faint scent? It's very calming. It's a satch. Don't smell it. It'll weaken you. This room seems like the perfect place to relax. Lupin pushes on a switch in the wall and the room lights up at once. What's that?
街中にある街灯と同じだガス灯だよスイッチ一つで明るくなるこのロンドンじゃちょっとした屋敷ならみんなついてるぜ
Wow, it's like magic. Oh, the bed.
のシーツは変えておいたから存分に使ってってお前寝るのってどうしてたんだ
The bed in the mansion has special sheets, so my poison wouldn't destroy them. They were special, just like my clothes.
このベッドは溶けるよな
Yep. My hair doesn't cause melting, so it would be fine if I sleep on my back.
そっかって言っても寝返り打ったら大惨事だな明日フランに何か対策取れないか聞いてみるかそれまではなるべく頑張れ
Alright, I'll try not to move. Lupin and I nod to each other. I spot a large trunk in the corner. Lupin, what's that?
なあ、あれは俺のトランクだなここはもともと俺の部屋だったからな
It's a very cute trunk.
そうかそんじゃそれはお前にやるよ
Are you sure?
おう自由に使ってくれここに住むとなりゃ嫌でも自分の持ち物は増えてくだろうしな
Suddenly the trunk moves. It shudders again. They look at each other. There's like a dog or something in there, isn't there?
いや空にしてたはずだけどな開けてみる
Lupin reaches out of the trunk and cautiously opens it. Suddenly, the dog leaps out from within. Oh my.
もうトランクで寝てるうちに蓋が閉じちまったってオチか間抜けだな
Dopey animal. The small dog looks up at me with beautiful round eyes. What is this feeling I have? It approaches my leg. No, no, don't! I try to back away, but am too slow. The dog brushes against my leg. My heart begins to beat faster as its fluffy warm touch. But Lupin, get this dog away from me. I don't want anything to happen to it.
気をつけてれば大丈夫だろうそれにちょうどいいそいつ誰にも懐かなくて正直困ってたんだ
Really?
なあ拾ってきたはいいが飯も食わねえありさまでよ不思議とお前には懐いてるし少しの間世話してみたらどうだ
The dog barks at me in a friendly way. Then, finally, I notice something out of the ordinary. The dog's left foreleg is mechanical and hisses with steam at every time it moves.
なあ、そいつの足か。心ない奴らにやられたみたいだな。怪我してるところ、インピーが拾ってきた。で、あいつがかわいそうだって泣き出してな。こうやってなんとか救ってみせたわけだ。お前が世話するとなれば、あいつも喜ぶだろう。
I see. I gingerly pick up the dog. It'll be fine if I don't touch it directly. The dog stares at me as if seeing through me.
へえ、本当におとなしいな。こりゃインピーが悔しがるな。すげえ世話してたのに全然懐かなかったからな。愛が一方通行だとか嘆いてたよ。
What's its name?
シシーってんだ。インピーが名付け親でよ。西洋一の美貌って有名なオーストリア王家の娘エリザベトの愛称から取ったらしい。まったくもって女好きなあいつらしいぜ。
Cece. What a wonderful name, and her face is so cute too.
でもま、そいつオスなんだけどな。
I look back in surprise at Lupin, and he laughs heartily. After Lupin leaves, I don't feel sleepy at all, even after I lie on the bed. Cece is curled up at my feet, and I can feel his weight on the mattress. I feel like I've lived more in the past day than I did in my previous 2 years. The armed men who invaded my old home, Lupin's shadow in the moonlight, meeting Impy, who I'm still not sure of, see you in London for the first time, the encounter with a very kind Victor, everything that happened on the road between Wales and London. Just by closing my eyes, I can make so many new memories spin about in my head. And then my nervousness about not being able to move on the bed is pushing sleep further away. I hope I'll get to sleep before sunrise. As I lay there thinking this, Cece raises its head and perks up its ears. Cece? Cece growls in response. He jumps down and dashes over to the door. It seems something is going on. Cece? I nervously approach the door. Do you want to go outside? I quietly open the door. Oh! Cece quickly pushes through the gap and disappears into the darkness of the house. The hall is unlit. The moonlight comes through the window, casting shadows. The silence of the night somehow reminds me of the mansion I used to live in. Cece, where are you? I start walking down the hall. Oh. I see a huge shape turn the corner at the far end of the hallway. I didn't realize I watched her this early in the game. This is like chapter 1. It looked like a person in armor. Could that be the owner of the mansion? Lupin did say that he was something of an eccentric character. I quicken my pace to approach the corner and introduce myself, but... Huh? I turn the corner, but the huge shape is nowhere to be seen. Was I just seeing things? I look around and notice an open door in the row along the wall. Perhaps he went in there. I quietly approach, then enter. It's a huge room. It's furnished like the room I'm staying in. Will someone be staying in here as well? There are so many books. Bookcases line the walls, packed with countless books. In a way, they remind me of Father's bookshelves, and I quickly feel a connection with this room. I look around, scanning the room, but there is no one here. More importantly, Cece isn't here either. Where could he have gone? I turn back to the door, thinking that I should continue looking elsewhere when...
こんばんは、美しいお嬢さん。こんな夜更けにどうされたのですか?
I forgot how much I liked his voice too. I suddenly hear a voice from behind me. I think it's just the way he talks more than his voice. spin around in surprise to see someone who appeared out of nowhere by the window. A calm, androgynous seeming figure. Now I know what that word means. The moonlight gives his skin a bluish glow and gleams off his eyes. The city light sparkling outside behind him, he looks very beautiful. Who are you, and how did you...
おや、驚かせてしまいましたか。申し訳ありません。どうにも影の薄い太刀でして。あなたが新しい住人ですね。話はルパンから聞いています。私の名はサンジェルマン。フランスにて伯爵の位を授かる者。ですが、今ではこの屋敷の酔狂な主という立場です。ようこそ歓迎しますよ、カルディアさん。
He smiles warmly. So this is the owner of this mansion.
気軽にサンと呼んでください。
Did you say you were from France? He seems to find this question funny.
そうですね。今回はそういうことになっています。
Currently from. like he's been from other places before. Oh yeah, she caught him on to currently from. What is that supposed to mean?
あえて嬉しく思いますよ、カルディアさん。運命の糸を手繰りながら、私はあなたをずっと待っていたのです。
I'm going to enjoy reading this from the new perspective. What? I'm sorry, I don't understand.
これは申し訳ない。ともかく、私はあなたを歓迎しますよ。これからの生活を共に楽しみましょう。
He smiles. Perhaps it's the moonlight or the lights from the city. I don't know why, but even though his smile seems welcoming and friendly, I feel a bottomless coldness. It's almost like looking at a smile on a painting and not a real person.
それにしても、カルディアさん、何か探しているようでしたが、どうされたのです？
I was looking for Cece.
シシ。ああ、あの可愛らしいワンちゃんですか。そういえば、あなたには懐いたとルパンが話していましたね。もしや彼の世話をあなたが？
I like to try to do what I can.
なるほど、そうでしたか。インピーがきっと悔しがるでしょうね。しかし彼のシシーの居場所は残念ながら私にも分かりかねます。
I see. Maybe that shadow I saw has something to do with it.
人影ですか？
I saw something in the hallway earlier. It looked like someone in armor.
鎧姿ですか？私の屋敷にはそのような住人はいませんね。それにそのような姿をしていたら、立てる物音も相当大きいとは思いますが、少なくとも私は気がつきませんでしたね。
I suppose I was simply seeing things.
いいえ、万が一があっては困りますし、今から少しの間見回りをしてきますよ。教えてくれてありがとうございます。
As Saint Germain turns to leave, I speak up. Thank you for allowing me to stay here. I hope we get along. Saint Germain turns back to me.
ええ、こちらこそ。きっとこれからたくさんのことを共に経験していくことになるのでしょうから。
What order do I play him in? Is it like last? Like second to last? No, I gotta wait forever to play your route. Oh well, it's fine.
明日からまた忙しくなります。せめて今夜はゆっくりと眠ってください。良い夢と穏やかな眠りをあなたのために祈りましょう。
Even after Saint Germain leaves, I stay in the room watching the city lights through the window. Maybe the air of mystery that he left behind is affecting me. When I return to the bedroom, Cece is on the bed, breathing softly in his sleep. He came back. I sigh and lay down on the bed. Fatigue begins to set in, and I feel sleep beginning to overtake me. As I'm drifting away, I look out at the moon floating outside the window. What will tomorrow bring? It will likely be filled with things that I can't possibly imagine right now. I look back on everything that happened today, and I feel my world rapidly expanding. My sleep is comfortable and deep. Yay, chapter 2. Okay, good, because it was going to be a really long episode. I needed to stop it. So, well, that is the end of chapter 1. I hope you guys did enjoy. Sorry I don't comment as much in this one. I can react to sayings, but I can't really comment because I know too much. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please leave a like down below and or subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.